today we're going to be talking about this crazy thing called nuclear cross-section.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of a scary word because you've probably never even heard of it, but to make it simple, to understand what a nuclear reaction looks like a fingerprint identification, is that you can have X-rays, which are the electrons renormalizing, moving, or jostling about to emit X-rays. You can also have protons that jitter during a nuclear reaction, which emit gamma rays. And so if you see an X-ray or you see a gamma ray, you're inside a nuclear cross-section. And if you see neutrons flying off, you know for sure you're in a nuclear reaction because there's neutrons actually scattering elastically and inelastically, right? So you can have these fall-off gradients, right? You can have way far away, you see lots of X-rays. Like, think of it like if you were to see a nuclear bomb go off from afar, you would feel a pressure wave. That's what the electrons would feel from far away. But in our situation, we do microscopic nuclear cross-sections of like electron-size scale nuclear bombs. There's like little tiny nuclear blasts going off inside the arc reactor fusion on-demand technology. And they're super duper safe, but it's not a nuclear blast that's out of control and just one pop. It's a whole bunch of little pops. Mm-hmm. And so that's why you see these little X-ray emissions, and you see gamma ray emissions, and then you also see neutron flux radiation sometimes too.
Yeah, so, and there's also the application of nuclear cross-section. I've seen that idea, I don't know if explicitly used, but when you're talking about like a fission reactor core, and you're interrupting the nuclear cross-section of the fissile material. You're like pulling out the control rods so that more of those neutrons can interact. Yeah. The control rods are kind of like breaking up that cross-section, but you remove that and suddenly you've increased the size of that. Yep. And now you're getting more absorption of these energetic particles, creating more interactions, and you get this thing carrying itself away enough to the point where you're boiling water, or you get a Chernobyl event, or like there's a large range of stuff that's going on here.
Yeah, and that's the beautiful thing about cold nuclear fusion with the arc reactor technology, is that we don't ever have an issue of a thermal runaway event or a nuclear runaway event, because we're pulsing it, and every pulse gives us a microscopic nuclear event. It's not like, you have a control rod that's going in, and if you lose control of the control rod and it falls in, or it doesn't get pulled out, or you can't get the moderators in there fast enough to slow down the neutrons. As in the movie, HBO movie series called Chernobyl, they call them little bullets. The neutrons were the bullets.
Yeah.
And so, like, in our reactors, we don't have that issue. And to go about that, what you're talking about with moderators, to slow down nuclear reactions with a cross-section, what happens if you put water around a nuclear fission reactor or a fusion reactor? What happens in the cross-section there? What do you see? What's the difference?
Well, the water is a great shielding material for neutrons, so it absorbs neutrons really well. So it's got a very high nuclear cross-section, so that's what is used to determine whether a material will be a good shielding material for a particular radiation. So you'll have water or Delrin or HDPE.
Well, what is Delrin to the audience who doesn't know what a Delrin is?
It's a plastic. It's a pretty simple, common material. It's an expensive plastic, but
polymethylene or something like that, or
I don't recall. But in addition to the hydrogen carbon chain that you get, it's got a lot of oxygens in there
and
as
hydrogens.
Well, and hydrogens, and that material is a slightly better, or maybe substantially better, shielding material than just HDPE, which is basically milk jug plastic. It's funny that these common materials we're used to being around are actually extremely important for the construction of such amazing technologies like nuclear fission reactors and nuclear fusion reactors. Like, these things become very important to include.
Are you saying that a jug of milk, the plastic, is a neutron moderator?
Yes. It's certainly an absorber. You just stack up. You were talking to, or I was watching a video the other day with Dr. Max, and
Oh, yeah.
he had this stack of boxes of boron around his experimental setup. So he's
Borax, I think
yeah,
it's called.
borax. So you could do the same thing with
You'd buy that at
milk jugs
Safeway.
full of water,
Yeah.
and just stack those around your little reactor setup or something, and prevent neutrons from escaping into the environment from that. And
Well, and
some
he
people
actually
use-
uses that for gamma radiation too.